And welcome to the Movie Madhouse. I'm Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
And we're here just to chit chat.
Yeah,
Yes.
just general chit chat.
Right? We haven't done that in forever.
Housekeeping.
Yes.
Housekeeping, yeah, catching up on a few things.
Yeah. 'Cause
Go.
you guys were talking about watching some new and watching some old.
Yep. Yeah. I went back. But I want to know, what new have you watched? Let's just jump right to it.
Well, I'll lead off with I saw Barbie. We only paid $6.99 to watch it, and that was too much.
Oh, okay.
It's well, my review stands that Rebecca and I agreed upon. It's not as bad as Cats.
Okay. That's really setting that bar, isn't it?
Or as for Rebecca, it would be it's not as bad as the first half hour of Cats, because she
Like, these tacos are better than eating shit.
she refused to go
Basically.
past a half hour.
Oh,
Wow.
really?
I
Wow.
watched the whole of Barbie. I will say Ryan Gosling's funny in it. That's
And this is the only political part I'm going to get on with the whole Oscar things. I find it hilarious that he is the only person nominated in a movie about how women are underscored against men. And
Actually,
Ryan Gosling.
That's
It's
not true.
it's a very like
America Ferrera was nominated for supporting actress.
Oh, was she?
Yes.
yeah.
Well, that destroys my theory.
Barbie's a very men suck kind of movie.
But that's but you're not wrong. It's the fact that is what has people angry.
Oh.
That is why people are angry over Margot not being nominated and Greta Gerwig not being nominated, and Gosling was.
Yeah.
It's like the whole point of the movie was exactly this.
Yep.
I will say that him and America Ferrera are the only two that are really any good. Kate McKinnon was all right.
I think she's hilarious. But yeah, and James is here too. I didn't get to put his comment up when we were doing our intro.
Well, hello there.
That would have been cool.
That being said, I checked out, because I saw a trailer for this. I checked out the documentary called Bye Bye Barry, and it came out a few years ago, and it was all about how Barry Sanders, legendary running back for the Detroit Lions, at the height of his career, days before training camp, up and faxed in his retirement. And then just everyone was like, what the fuck? And there's interviews from Barry Sanders, his father, family, Eminem, Jon Stewart. I think it was Jon Stewart. No, Jeff Daniels, all Lions fans and stuff. And it was just all explanation of from his career from beginning to how he just wasn't happy anymore, and the team wasn't getting any better.
Interesting.
It's an interesting documentary.
I didn't know that existed.
We've got.
I wonder if my dad's seen it. My dad's a big Lions fan.
After telling.
Yeah, he's sad right now.
After telling Jason about it, and I finally watched the full comedy shows of Chris Rock. Chris Rock's Selective Outrage, where at the very end he talks about getting slapped by Will Smith.
Yep.
And then I've watched Marlon Wayans' God Loves Me at least 3 or 4 times. It is just Chris Rock's is okay. Marlon Wayans is genius, because the whole thing with he goes through 3 different stories, and one is I've known Jada Pinkett Smith since I was 18 years old, and what leads up to it God show me a sign that this woman is not for me. And then on March 22nd, 2022, blah, blah, blah. He goes to, when Chris Rock told a joke about Jada Pinkett and Will Smith slapped the shit out of him. And then he goes to, I've known Will Smith this long. And then goes through the whole Chris Rock. Well, he does the Chris Rock one, I think, first. And then Jada Pinkett, and then Will Smith. And it's just 3 brilliant bits all put together.
This is Damon Wayans?
Marlon
Wayans.
Marlon Wayans. But he talks about all the Wayans.
I was always a fan of his. Even he wasn't much on In Living Color because he was younger at that point, I think. But the Wayans brothers, the sitcom, which was him and Sean.
Yeah. And they did several movies together. Those two.
Yes, they also did because they started the Scary Movie franchise.
White Chicks.
White Chicks is one of their biggest, right?
Yeah.
But in particular, there's one scene in an episode. I think it was this because they only had, I think, 2 seasons of the Wayans brothers. There was one scene in the second season, I believe, that I can reference it now, and Crystal will die laughing. Like it's that funny that she remembers it. It'll get her going. They're in a hospital for some reason. I can't remember exactly why, but Marlon got hurt, but they didn't have medical insurance, or he wanted to use Sean's insurance, and that's fraud or whatever, right? So while they're trying to deal with this stuff, and Sean's got something going on with his girlfriend, Marlon's trying to run away from a nurse who's trying to, I think, give him a catheter or something. And he's running through the halls. Sean's having this heart-to-heart conversation with his girlfriend, and Marlon's running back and forth in the background, going, help me, please, help me, please.
What is this called?
The Wayans brothers. It was a sitcom they had.
Gotcha. Okay.
But that Marlon in that scene is one of the funniest things. Crystal, I've never seen her laugh harder outside of the 40-year-old virgin.
One of the funniest things from the show is when he's talking about had he been the one that was slapped. And it's just like we I think it's like we black folk, we people have this saying called on site, and everyone starts laughing. He's just like, on site, which means we are fighting every chance we get until I win. It's like Will Smith gets on stage or whatever, and all of a sudden you hear like, motherfucker, grabs him from behind, pretends to grab him from behind the curtain. It's like he's gonna be on Telemundo, and he's just and then he goes with the Oscars or whatever. He goes and sits down in the front of his own comedy show, and he's like, oh yeah, well, yeah, we're rooting for you. And it's like, and the winner for best actor is Will Smith. He's like, oh yeah. And he gets up on stage like, motherfucker, you're gonna hit me in front of. Oh, it's brilliant. Okay.
Where is that one?
Yeah. What's the name of that one?
It's Marlon Wayans, God Loves Me.
And where are you watching it?
I watched it on a streaming app.
Okay. I'll get the details from you later.
I will look up. I will look up because it could be HBO, it could be Fox or something. I don't know.
On streaming app.
On a streaming app. When there's so many that you get confused as to what belongs where, and it doesn't help that in Canada we don't have all the ones that are in the States, so it's different.
Yep. Or we have the same thing they have in the States under a completely different name.
Yes.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
last one.
It's good enough. Were it available, I would purchase it.
Oh, nice.
Wow. All right.
It's so fucking funny. Oh my God.
All right.
Okay. I'll quickly gloss over the old movie I finally watched. League of Their Own.
Oh, it's one of my faves.
That's interesting. You hadn't seen that.
Yeah, we were at Value Village the other day, and I'm like, oh hey, look at that. And I picked it off the shelf, and Rebecca's like, yeah, we have to watch that. So we watched it. It's okay. It was kind of unsettling at the beginning where you see Gina Davis's, and you don't know it's Gina Davis, but they have young Gina Davis's voice coming out of this old woman's mouth, and it's a little unsettling because I imagine they could have put old age makeup on her and it wouldn't have looked that creepy, but it sounded really weird for her to talk like Gina Davis.
Okay,
yeah, I get that. I will give you that.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tom Hanks was great in it. Tom Hanks was great. Madonna,
Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah, she was okay.
That whole cast was great. That movie it's one of my favorites. Okay, it's a great flick. It really is.
Yeah, Lori Petty's in
Lori
there.
Petty.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's okay.
And again, really funny line that because Chris and I still throw a little, give the wife a little pickle tickle. John Lovitz. Yeah. Go home, give the wife a little pickle tickle, and I'm on my way.
No crying in baseball.
Acting. Thank you.
He may be a dick, but he was funny in his day.
And the last one I saw, which was a new one, which it is a great movie. It is a great movie that I never wish to see again. It is Saltburn.
Oh, hell no. Hell to the no. No, only because I know about the one scene. No, thank you.
There's 2 scenes.
Is this another Serbian film kind of thing?
Well, not to that level, not nearly to that level, but it's gross.
Yeah,
My Tally warned me of it.
I will call it the bathtub scene.
Exactly. No, thank you. Hell no.
Barry,
And if you want to describe it, I'm going to take
No.
my headphones off and plug my ears.
no, because then I have to relive it. No, Barry Keoghan is great in the movie. It's about a guy who gets into this rich private school and becomes friends with one of his classmates who's like super rich, so rich that their family home has a name. It's called Saltburn. And he goes with him to his cousin is also the rich guy's cousin is also at the same school, and like he gets invited to their house for the summer and ingratiates himself into the family, and but he's like not rich, so he's always still on the outside, but he's a very smart individual, Barry Keoghan, in the movie. And you've got, who is it? The mother is Rosamund Pike. Jacob Elordi is the main friend, but I thought I recognized him, but I don't know where. Richard E. Grant's the father, and a lot of the other actors you'd probably recognize, but the names wouldn't ring a bell. Carey Mulligan has a small role in there, just like there and gone. She has kind of like a goth look, but it's the way he ingratiates himself into the family and manipulates himself so that he's becoming more part of the family and needed, and he gets some of the rich, sort of like how Matt Damon works himself into like Jude Law's life in Talented Mr. Ripley, but he's still an outsider. So it's very well done, but there's some parts that it's just like if somebody's watching with you and they know, they're just like, oh, cover your eyes.
View and review.
Hell no. I don't need to see that.
Oh,
I know what it is.
Nobody needs to see
I
it.
don't need to see it. No, thank you.
It's for the entertainment value.
I do like Barry Keoghan. Okay,
I'm not sure
he is good in everything I've seen him in. He's been good. So
you've seen Killing of a Sacred Deer, right?
Nope.
Oh, you should see him in that.
That's one that I've always heard about. But no, the one that
stars Colin Farrell.
The one that stands out for me the most was Banshees of Inisherin.
That I still need to see. But he's also like great in his little bit part as the Joker, because just the voice he puts on, and the other Christopher Nolan, Dunkirk. His second least enjoyable movie.
He ranks him like that. That's good.
I do. The least enjoyable is Oppenheimer.
See, I like that movie.
I like all his movies. It's just the least enjoyable.
Oh, I see where you're going. Okay. I gotcha.
You should see his very first movie if you haven't, called Following. It's just a little over an hour. It's black and white.
Oh, I have it.
And I had it on VHS. And it's black and white. It's his first one. It's a little over an hour, but it's sort of told like Memento, not backwards, but it's non-linear. And it's this guy who decides, I'm going to start following people around. And this other guy notices him and follows him and sort of makes contact and says like, yeah, there's an art to doing this. And he shows him how to properly follow people around. But he has a little bit of a sinister edge to him. You know, in Tenet, where John David Washington's having dinner in the restaurant with Sir Michael Caine, the waiter that comes up, the snooty waiter, that's the guy who was the star of Nolan's very first film.
And now he's just a cameo guy.
Yeah. Well,
doesn't bode well for
may
Leo.
not need the word. Okay.
Yep. Okay.
That's my lot. Anything before that we talked about with our top 10 of the year.
Fair enough.
All right.
Jason, you went back in time.
I went back in time. I wanted to
get back.
Still, being 50.
I watched that last night.
Nice.
Being 50 and all, it's still, I'm still kind of feeling really nostalgic and whatnot. So I went way back. Meatballs.
Oh, nice.
Bill Murray classic. You know what? It still works for me. It just makes me feel warm and fuzzy, and it's still funny.
It's
all
a
of
good
it and touching. I absolutely love that movie.
See, there's like three like that. there's Meatballs, there is
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack, and Stripes.
Yep.
I love
Yep.
those ones till the cows come home.
I've
Absolutely.
only seen Stripes just a handful of times. Caddyshack, I saw
Oh.
one. I've seen Caddyshack once.
Look at that. James and I are of the same mind right there.
Yep.
Stripes.
Now,
In terms of Bill Murray, I'd put Groundhog Day in there.
we're not listing top Bill Murray movies here. This is just that's a trifecta of
No,
his first.
No,
flicks.
but I would lump it in with the Warm and Fuzzy.
Oh, absolutely.
Gotcha.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes. He's got a ton. But did I ever tell you about there was an alternate cut of Stripes that I stumbled upon on Netflix randomly?
No.
I'm strolling through Netflix. This is 3 or 4 years ago. And Stripes. I haven't watched this in a while. I'm watching it. And there's a whole extra bit where first Murray and Ramis go AWOL. They stow away aboard I can't think of the word now.
Bus?
No, a plane, like a plane that's loaded with soldiers that are going to an incursion in a jungle.
Okay.
And they get on board with them, claiming that they're like CIA agents or something. And these guys buy it for whatever reason.
This is like a whole different movie.
It's those damn TV
And
cuts.
They end
Yeah.
up getting airdropped into the middle of a jungle and hook up with like a cartel. They get like stoned out of their tree and end up getting
How long
dropped back
is
off
this?
at the camp and don't get in trouble.
How long is this?
This had to be an extra good 15-minute scene.
Sounds like the opening to Mallrats that gets tacked on in the alternate cut.
I've seen that. I have
Yeah.
seen that.
But I had this with Ace Ventura. Saw it on TV. There's several whole sequences that aren't in the DVD. And this is where I first saw the alternate ending to Waterworld on TV before they put it on the disc.
Oh,
So I get it.
but there's more.
Ooh.
There was more because that happens. And then the rest of the movie's progressing along. 1 second.
And then
Well, I just found this. There's an extended cut DVD that includes 18 minutes worth of deleted scenes and re-edited back into the film. There's a longer discussion between John and Russell before they drive to the recruiting office. A short addition to the training montage where Russell and Ox deal with heavy trash cans. A 9-minute scene in which John and Russell take LSD and accidentally end up on a mission in the Colombian jungle. They meet with rebels whom they smoke marijuana and take more LSD. The rebels want to kill them, but they escape by leading the rebels in a rendition of Quandro, Quandro, Quandro. After Hulka's injury, a false account by Stillman of how it happened. An extra minute in the EM50 introduction scene where John and Russell are volunteered to watch it for the weekend. Love scenes between the two couples during their Germany vacation in which the women are nude.
Great.
A longer discussion between John and Russell before Russell agrees to save the men in Czechoslovakia. However, the DVD suffers from several flaws. The theatrical version retains the trash can segment, about 12 seconds, and skips past the Germany vacation romp in about 10 seconds. The theatrical version also executes the branching very poorly with a noticeable pause for each of the 6 major deleted scenes. There's only a 5.1 remake available, and the extended cut identifies the extra scenes with subtitles that cannot be disabled. So that's just a DVD thing.
Well, that's the version that was on Netflix as of like 3-4 years ago.
Interesting.
I used to, and I've told you guys this before, I think,
Because the Germany vacation was the other part.
Okay.
My
They
friend-
actually meet the girls at a hotel in Germany.
my friend Bevan and I
Okay.
would watch repeatedly on Movie Network Beer Fest. Now,
Okay.
we saw it in the theater, but there was an alternate cut on Movie Network where, when he has the bag of mutant frogs or whatever that he creates.
Is
in-
that
in
the
a-
one
in
with
a-
Das Boot?
Yeah.
Okay, I
Well,
saw it
well,
once.
He created the
Oh.
guy with the one who's a Jewish guy, Mac from Super Troopers, and he creates these like frogs. You don't see them, but he says he got drunk and created these mutant frogs or whatever, and he has them in like a burlap sack. and they go into the bar and he sets them on the bar and they're like moving around and stuff. Well, in the alternate cut, the bag isn't moving, and you see this hand creep across the bar and jostle the bag.
Interesting.
And I just howl every time we saw that one. But
See, I totally blanked on the movie you were talking about. You said Beer Fest. I
Beer
thought you were
Fest.
talking about Beer League.
oh,
That's the one I haven't seen.
Ralph Macchio
Artie Lang.
and Artie Lang. Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that years ago. It wasn't bad.
Oh, hey, Pam's here.
Hi, Pam.
Hello, Pam.
Hello.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were talking about. It's like, wait a minute, I don't remember Mutant Frogs. What the hell's he talking about? Oh, wait,
Yeah,
yeah.
I watched Beer Fest once.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Bill Murray, man, like that is a top 10 we could probably do at some point, is a Bill Murray top 10 for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
But Meatballs, just
Nice.
that was my childhood. That's a big part of my childhood right there.
Yeah.
I did not see that until I would say several years ago. So I was a full-fledged adult when I finally watched that.
Well, I grew up watching Meatballs, Caddyshack, Stripes, Porky's, Revenge of the Nerds, Police Academy.
Well, same here, just
Like-
not all of them in that order.
I watched them all when they were fresh on home video.
I saw Caddyshack
Or
2.
Laserdisc.
I saw Caddyshack 2 before Caddyshack 1. I saw Caddyshack 2 in the theater.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, it was good at the time.
I assure you it was not.
Tastes were different in the 80s.
I do have the DVD of Caddyshack, which has an extended scene between Bill Murray and Chevy Chase at night when they're in the garage, and they did not like each other, but they pushed through this scene, and like it goes. There's like I think like a 20-minute long version of it.
Interesting.
Apparently they fought each other, or almost fought each other on Saturday Night Live.
They did
and
fight each other.
John Belushi broke it up.
Yeah, they
Mhm.
did fight each other, and Chevy Chase was banned. He didn't come back on that show for long.
Ever.
Well, no, he did show up eventually. I think 45 years.
James says, I think we saw all of them too. Yeah, there are so many Bill Murray movies that are just amazing. And Pam said, Revenge of the Nerds.
Yep.
That's another good one.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
because I was one. So, I live vicariously.
It's my movie.
Exactly.
The Revenge of the Me's.
Exactly. And then I decided to come a little bit farther up into the 90s.
Uh-huh.
Remember a movie called Sneakers?
Oh yes, so good.
Is that Robert Redford?
Robert Redford,
Yeah.
Sidney Poitier,
Dan
River
Aykroyd.
Phoenix, Dan Aykroyd. Yeah. And Ben
And-
Kingsley.
Yes.
Oh my God, I haven't seen that in
Pain.
forever.
Try Prison. So good.
It is so much fun. I forgot. I had it in my mind that it was a little bit more serious and dramatic than what it actually is. It is a comedy more than anything.
I've only seen it in the theater.
It has a healthy blend.
It doesn't age well because of the technology, but it's still a fun ass flick.
It's like watching Knight Rider.
Basically, yeah.
James did say Bill and Chevy do not like each other at all. Nope.
Nope.
The nice thing is, though, that they don't hide it,
No.
but it doesn't affect too much business. If
No.
they're doing something together, it usually doesn't affect it.
No, but if you look at the history of both of them and their careers, it's mostly probably on Chevy's side. Bill's not in.
There we go.
Chevy is well known for being somewhat of an ass. So the Community, he was hell on Community apparently.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it's mostly Chevy's fault. Let's put it that way.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What else did you watch?
But if you haven't seen Sneakers in a long time, you should revisit
I
it
should revisit that.
because it is really a lot of fun. And again, looking at it's Robert Redford and Sidney Poitier. These are Oscar winners, even back then, right? And they were having fun.
Oh, David Strathairn.
I forgot that he was Whistler in that.
Yeah.
That's probably the first movie I ever saw him in. And he was, for the longest time, he was that guy. Yeah, it's great in everything I see him in. And then I really started really grew a big appreciation for him when I finally watched The Expanse.
Okay.
He's got a recurring role on that.
David
and
Strathairn's in there.
Oh, yes, he is.
Whoa.
And he is fantastic on it. And that's when my eyes really opened.
I meant to tell you about that because I told you I had seen the first episode of The Expanse, and then I was 3 episodes into Orphan Black, and I thought it was far more interesting. Then I saw episode 4 of Orphan Black, and I'm like, yeah, I'm out.
Why at episode 4?
Because all of a sudden, the evil Russian clone who's killing everyone.
Helena, yeah.
All of a sudden, she nearly kills her, goes into the police station pretending to be her. You think she's going to ruin her life, leaves a video message for her, and then the one punk chick has to pretend to be the English one, or the mom clone has to remember
Soccer mom. Yep.
has to pretend to be British, goes in there to pose as the British chick, and the little tiny toddler daughter realizes that's not her mom in like 5 seconds. And then the Russian chick is in the apartment in like a nightie, and she's just kind of in a trance or whatever, and she goes, I'm just like, this is fucked.
There, I believe in the first season, there are technically 5 clones.
British chick, Russian chick.
There's the one who starts it all, Beth.
Yeah.
No, Beth who kills herself.
Okay.
She jumps in front of a train.
The British chick who
Then there's the main character.
Real quick, Robert says Orphan Black was amazing.
Yes.
The Russian sister is one of the best.
Helena, yes. She is.
The psycho killer, right? Does she hang around?
Oh, yeah.
Because I see she gets
no
rescued.
Spoilers, man. You should watch it.
Well, she gets rescued at the end of the episode. It was just like, what the fuck?
You should. That is a show that is absolutely worth the ride.
Maybe I have to go back to it.
And I just found out that somebody made either I don't know if it's a remake or a spin-off or something.
Spin-off.
But they don't know if it may never see the light of day.
Oh no.
It's like it was supposed to have been shown a while ago and something's held it up, or I don't know.
A show with a total of maybe 4 actors, but there's a cast of 20.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, I think by the end, I think we might have been into double digits.
Probably.
So
Eric said I finally started watching Reacher. And
it's great. Reacher's awesome.
Yes, it is so damn good. Start to finish.
Yeah. Both seasons.
See, I can't see him as anything but Hawk right now because I loved Titans.
He was great there, yes.
I think of him as Thad from Blue Mountain State.
But see, and this is where sometimes seeing somebody for the first time can really jade your opinion of him. Because like one of the baddest people on the planet right now is James Spader. You know, he's Ultron, he's in the Blacklist. But sadly, this is how I remember him for the first time in Mannequin. Okay.
And some people in like Pretty in Pink.
And then after this comes Sex, Lies, and Videotape. And I'm going, this guy's not a sex object. Look at this. But.
Yep.
Yeah.
But, then, I watch Forrest Gump and it gets to the moment you're his daddy, Forrest. You get to that moment and Tom Hanks punches you in the heart with just the slightest shift of his face. And I first saw him on Bosom Buddies dressed in drag.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what generation they're aiming for with Forrest Gump? Gen A.
Boo!
Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Boo!
I still
it is it coming.
I still love the quote. It's like Pulp Fiction when they both got nominated. Pulp Fiction redefined how movies were made for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Forrest Gump redefined how people pronounce Gen A for the next 10 years.
Next 20. Sarah's right. James Spader, he was the sexy asshole of the 80s, unless you watched Mannequin first.
and 90s. If he was in Wolf, he was great
in Wolf
with Jack Nicholson, yeah.
Yep. And Crash.
Sex and Car Crashes.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that movie.
And Secretary.
So that's what I mean. Like, I wish I hadn't seen Mannequin first. I probably could have appreciated those a bit more. But wow.
And for me, next to Blacklist, it would be Alan Shore from the last season of The Practice and all 5 seasons of Boston Legal.
Spader. Oh, I knew what you meant, Sarah.
Him and
Yep.
Denny Crane,
Denny Crane.
William Shatner,
Oh,
Denny
okay.
Crane.
Um,
He's got another one.
last week, they dropped I guess you can call it second season, Masters of the Universe Revolution on Netflix.
They're still making those?
Oh yeah,
Cartoons.
Kevin Smith, man, he's
Yep.
putting them out 5 episodes, and I loved it. Okay, I love what they're doing. It's not all about He-Man, okay? The show's not called He-Man. It's called Masters of the Universe.
I'm sorry. So it was the cartoon, and who was it about?
No, the cartoon was called He-Man and Masters of the Universe. It put He-Man first.
Did it?
Yes, it did.
Okay, I can't confirm or deny that.
It did. But William Shatner joined the voice cast.
So did Mark Hamill.
Well, Mark Hamill already was because he was Skeletor.
Well, I didn't watch it at first. So I
He was Skeletor to begin with.
John Cusack rules.
But the reveal is, spoiler, they're technically the same guy.
really?
He-Man and Skeletor.
What William Shatner voices a character named Keldor, who apparently was the rightful heir to the throne of Eternia, who was banished way back when. That was Shatner. When Skeletor comes back in here and whatnot, he takes on that persona. It was actually him. He became Skeletor.
Interesting.
But Skeletor didn't remember that because Hordak had erased his memory.
Freaking Hordak.
But yeah, it was that they end up, Mark Hamill and William Shatner were technically playing the same character.
Kind of like Wyatt and Kurt.
Yeah.
Russell's.
Yeah.
But they're related. They can do
They're related.
Yeah.
But
To my knowledge, Mark Hamill
Luke
and
Skywalker
William
and
Shatner are not. To my knowledge.
Luke Skywalker and Captain Kirk inherited the same body.
There
Or
we
inhabited
go.
the same body, sorry.
So there you go, Star Trek and Star Wars fans. Get along. That's what this teaches us.
Exactly. They got paid well enough to get along, so
Exactly.
shush.
Exactly. Anything else?
Probably, but that's all I can remember for right now. What you been up to?
Filming. I don't have time for much else.
How did the shoot go?
Oh, really good. James Killer.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have very great back acting.
Yep. Those shoulder blades.
That
Yep.
game on point.
Yep. No, it went great. Actually, right beside you is the gavel.
It was very cozy in there. It was a great. The upstairs of that place was awesome.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
This is an Airbnb in Essex,
Mhm.
and it's the upper floor of a barn, and it is so cool.
Yeah, you
So
showed me the pictures, and then I saw the stuff, what you put up of the stills and whatnot. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, Walter's
sorry I missed
putting
it,
those-
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it looks great. Looked great.
But yeah, I did watch a show.
You did watch some.
Something, I guess it came out a couple of years ago. Tales of the Walking Dead.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I finally got back to finishing The Walking Dead, and then I watched Daryl Dixon and Dead City. And then I got into this Tales of the Walking
what's
Dead.
this one? Where's this one fall?
It's an anthology series because it's kind of all over.
Oh, okay. It's just
It's
random
so
mythology.
far-
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say there's only one that ties in
Oh, okay.
because you get a prequel to Alpha.
Okay.
Sorry. Go on.
No. Go for it. You had it. That's actually literally what I was going to say. There's only one connecting story so far. I've seen the first 5 episodes.
Okay.
And
I like the Terry Crews episode the best.
that was really good. And the Anthony Edwards.
That's a good one.
I didn't
The
recognize it.
time loop one is really wacky.
Yes.
Parker
With
Posey?
Parker Posey. Yeah.
Oh, I
It's
haven't
like a-
seen her in a while.
Walking Dead Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or no, Palm Springs would be more like it.
Which I still haven't
Palm
seen.
Springs is fun.
Because yeah, they die and that's when it starts over.
Right.
So
Daryl Dixon was a
Or-
great show.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Same thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Daryl Dixon was a
They've
great
got
Got to
show.
reset the clock.
Yep.
Dead City, I thought was great. I just didn't like how they retconned the very end of Walking Dead, focusing on Maggie and Negan's relationship. Because all of a sudden they kind of go back to, because you don't think she would, I don't want to spoil anything. If you're throw a spoiler up.
That's what I was just looking for. Where is that thing? There it is.
I don't think she would have done what she did to him
At the end of
The Walking Dead, because they kind of had their last conversation, saying like, you've earned your place here, you can stay. If there are times where I can't look at you or I can't work with you, you know why. And in that one, she completely sells him out.
but for different reasons. Because it's to get Herschel back.
But she has to throw him under the bus because he's an easy target.
Yeah.
And
so I get it to a point. Uh-oh.
Herschel.
Yeah, her son.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see who's really paid attention to The Walking Dead.
I'm way out of the loop on Walking Dead. I fell off.
The only thing that bugged me in season 11 of The Walking Dead is they started introducing new stuff and then it just got dropped.
Well, it's because the show wasn't supposed to end. Because when the pandemic happened, there was a huge gap between the second last episode and the season finale. And we finally get the season finale and they're like, okay, they're doing 6 more episodes. And they did one with Carol and Daryl and this one and this one and this one. And then here's Negan. You get Negan's prequel episode.
Yeah.
And then you get a final season that's 8 episodes longer than the longest season they ever had, which was always like the 16, but it gets in 3 chunks.
All about the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
But they also introduce new walkers.
Not in The Walking Dead. They did in Daryl Dixon.
No, in The Walking Dead.
Oh, wait, the ones that could climb and
they're
stuff.
They're climbing, they're picking up rocks and using them as weapons.
Yeah, but they kind of continued that in Daryl Dixon. Did you watch Walking Dead World Beyond?
Not yet. I started with Daryl Dixon, Dead City, and this one because they had the fewest episodes.
Yeah, well, World Beyond it's only a few more episodes.
It's got 20, doesn't it?
Because it deals a lot with the CRS. The kind of shadowy government black helicopters that are the ones that took Jadis and Rick away at the end of his run.
Okay.
Yeah, and it focuses on them and their kids and stuff like that. But at the tail end of season 2 of that, there's a post-credit scene that's over in France, and there's like a walker that runs like full speed into a wall and stuff. And it's sort of a precursor to Daryl Dixon, which takes place in France, where you get the Walking Dead, the walkers that are like acid blood and stuff.
See, that's the only thing that bothered me about these 2 offshoots. It's like, let's just take our favorite people and throw them in weird spots like France. You know,
that's why I am so confused right now.
And Manhattan.
Because it sounds like there's way more survivors out there than was ever thought possible with what we saw on the show.
Dude, you get to Manhattan and it's like Escape from New York almost.
Oh, yeah. Very much the look. Yeah.
Now, France is a little better because they are very sparse.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like there's a massive amount of people. Okay. You know what I mean? It's just weird. Daryl suddenly washes up on shore. It's like, well, yeah, that could happen when you fall out of a boat in the U.S.
And you get several episodes before they explain how it happened.
Yeah.
And then they confirm the rumors because
he got a ticket on the Titanic too.
Well,
didn't
no,
he?
but there was, because it was supposed to be, the show was supposed to be Daryl and Carol, and then she dropped out, but she was spotted on set later on, and so like she pops up at the very end of season 1, so she's been seen on set for season 2. That's going to happen. And Dead City gets season 2, but
Dead City, it leaves it waiting for season 2.
Rick and Michonne coming up in like a week.
The Ones Who Live.
Yes,
that's the other new show coming up.
Okay, I honestly did not realize they had gone that far with the spinoffs and whatnot.
Yeah,
John Locke.
Did you know, or do you remember way back? I want to say season 3. Carol made cookies with applesauce.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was
season I actually made those cookies once.
Did you?
Yes, and there's a lot involved.
Carol cookies?
I made Carol's cookies once.
I think it's
they were actually pretty good.
I think it's end of season 5 or season 6.
I know it's in the first half of The Walking Dead. I couldn't tell you where, because literally I only remember season 11 now because I just watched it.
So when they got to the first town that was barricaded.
Alexandria?
Yeah, I think it was Alexandria.
Yeah, that's 3 or 4.
That was towards the end of season 5.
Okay.
Alexandria?
Alexandria,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure it was Alexandria.
I'm
Three's
on
the prison. That's
I'm
right.
on my like third or fourth full watch through of the show. So
That's
yeah,
right.
because
Farm, prison, then they go. Okay.
season 1 is on the way to the CDC. Season 2 is the farm. Yeah. Season 3 is the prison. Season 4 is
Still the prison.
the prison, and then on the way to Terminus. Season 5 is the Terminus and the hospital, and then on the way to Alexandria. Season 6 and 7 and 8 are the Alexandria and the fight with the Saviors. 9,
the Hilltop Kingdom.
yeah, Hilltop Kingdom. 9 is up until right after Rick leaves. It's the Whisperers,
Mm-hmm.
and the time jump of like 9 years, and that is 9 and 10, and then 11
Is the
10
Commonwealth.
well towards the tail end is Commonwealth, and then 11 is all Commonwealth, and a bit of Alexandria and Hilltop.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they're still there, but
Yeah.
not as prominent. It's interesting to watch Negan's character, like especially in Dead City when Negan comes back out for a brief little
Oh,
appearance.
he has to put on a show. Yeah.
Yep.
Hmm.
It's fun. And even Jeff Dean Morgan said it was cool stepping back in those shoes.
Yeah. I like what Maggie does. Is she's just like she digs into him a bit. And he's like, that's enough. And you've been digging at me all this time, and don't think I haven't noticed.
Yeah.
But then she's like, you're a monster. He's like, no, I was only a monster when I absolutely had to be. And then because he's referring to the bad guy of Dead City, that show, who was a former,
Croat.
yeah, who's the crow, who's a former like protege of his or whatever.
Yeah.
Just like he
'Cause
took it too far.
They have a really cool flashback where what's his name? Stu, I think, shows up. His right-hand man. I can't remember the guy's name.
Oh, he's my right hand man. That's important. You got to have one of those.
Is it
Otherwise, it's a
Stu?
whole lot of work. No, it's
Steve?
Steve Ogg?
Steve Ogg. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trevor from
Yeah.
Grand
but
Theft
it's-
Auto 5?
The fuck is his name?
That's going to drive me crazy now. Where is it here? Dead City? Because it's episode 5 is when that happens, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
I'm jumping into the episode guide real quick because I need to know.
A B C D E.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
If
stories
it's
with
Steve Ogg's
Thomas.
character, I'm surprised he's still alive, but okay.
Well, he's not.
Okay.
That's what I mean. This is a flashback.
Oh,
he-
okay.
No, he dies in season 8, I believe, of Walking Dead. Negan kills him.
I thought I saw him die already
Yeah.
before I stopped
Well,
watching.
this is a flashback to before the Saviors broke up. What the hell?
He's not even listed in here.
Jesus, I know what it is. It's
Gang leader, Herschel, Ginny, Barazzi, and Walker. It doesn't have his name.
If it's the guy I'm thinking of, it's
What?
Steve Ogg.
yeah, that's his real name.
OGG.
Yeah. That's his real name. Let's meet
But-
the man. It is.
Or was it the 4th episode then? Maybe I'm in the wrong episode.
No.
Everybody
Isn't it
wins. the
Simon.
prize. Simon, that was his name. There we go. That's right. Oh yeah, it was in the 4th episode because there he is. Yeah,
That's a great character.
but it is. It feels like Escape from New York because they're on the island, Manhattan Island.
Can I get a Neil out of you? That's a really solid Neil, man.
But it's cool to see the progression of this Negan character. Like I said, that one little knock joke, like it was pure Negan, and it was cool to see. But then it's like we were saying here before, how he plays a character. He turns around and Maggie's just staring at him, and his face just changes because he's not doing the show anymore.
But there's
Like,
a
Jeffrey D. Morgan played it so well.
there's a scene in season 11.
That makes me curious.
There's a scene in season 11 where him and they have to retake Maggie's former town.
Yep.
And Negan
From
says
the,
like
what is it, Reapers?
the Reapers, yeah.
Yeah, Reapers.
And it's like Negan still has his mask from the Whispers. He says for sentimental reasons,
Yeah.
and he has to teach Maggie how to do that. And she's like, "This is not fun." He's like, "Well, not with that attitude."
Yeah.
But they're talking about it after, and she's just like, she's kind of questioning him about like, how do you do it or whatever. He's like, I'm not a robot, Ree. It sucks when your friends turn into walkers. And he starts talking about like, this is why we're doing it. This is why we're going after your son or whatever. And she's like, no, she's like, if you could do it differently, would you? He goes, yeah, I would. If I could have done differently, I would have killed every one of you. He's like, how could you say that to me?
Yep. But then this was in Walking Dead, wasn't it?
Season 11, yeah.
Yeah. Because then she's got some of the Reavers there, like the leaders, and Negan's saying, go, and Daryl's there, go, just don't mess with anymore. She comes out, boom, 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 boom. She starts just shooting them all.
They even have a fight inside the house. It's just like oh man, there's very significant progression. Like even from when she went there to kill him, we're like Daryl, the Rick's second last episode where they end up fighting in that big pit.
Yeah,
it was like Daryl was sent out to distract him so that Maggie could go past Michonne and kill Negan. And he's just like a shell of a man. She opens the gate and he's just like, he breaks down when he's like, where's Lucille? Oh, it's just out there. Somebody left it. And he just starts crying.
Yep.
Just like, I can't, you're already dead. You're not Negan. I can't kill you.
And that's one of the best episodes too, is when he goes back out, he gets it, burns it. And then you get the backstory.
Oh yeah.
Like you find out why the bat's called Lucille, what pushed him into doing what he did.
And you get his real life wife playing Lucille.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
It is such a good episode.
I have been curious to know how Negan, like why Negan is still there. Given what I saw of him, why is he not dead?
Well, because there's a time jump. They lock him up. They say they're going to lock him up forever, and then there's a time jump. So he's been in jail. The
biggest reason was because Rick knew killing him would make him a martyr.
Yeah. And it's so awesome for season 9 too. It was because you'll see Rick and he's sitting there talking to someone. He's near a jail cell. He's talking to Negan. He's talking to someone about like, this is going well. This is going well. And then blah, 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 blah. And you just hear someone say in the dark, just like, yeah, that's a real pretty story, Rick. Just like, I want you to do something for me. I want you to come back when everything falls apart, and it will fall apart. I want you to come back here and tell me that story again. You're not saving anybody. You're just getting it ready for me. And just like, you see Negan in the dark with the beard and stuff.
It's good. It's worth watching.
But like, he comes back and after the 9 years or whatever, and like, Judith comes to visit him and he helps her with her homework through a window in a jail cell, but they're still friends.
It's a very.
I heard that
dynamic.
He bonded with Judith.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Lydia.
Yes.
I don't know who that is.
No.
Alpha's daughter.
Yeah, because you haven't got into the Whispers and everything like that. I don't know any of them.
Yeah.
And that's why I enjoyed watching the Whispers too, because Ryan Hurst is in there.
Beta.
Yep.
Awesome.
And it's very interesting when they start having their war with the Whisperers, and certain leader dies. And then Ryan Hurst kind of picks up the mantle and just goes squirrely.
Oh, yeah.
Like they do such an amazing job of, because the Whisperers walk among the dead.
Right.
Right.
I know that much of them.
I still remember reading the comic when they're sitting there baffled why they can hear zombies talking. Right.
That's the funny thing about Beta is he can hear zombies talking.
Yeah. Because he's walking with these herds, like he's leading these herds, but he's having conversations with the dead. And they blended it so well because you're watching it going, is that really happening?
I like the hints. I like the hints you get of Beta's backstory.
Yes.
When one guy recognizes him.
And then, of course, in Tales of the Walking Dead, when you get Alpha's full backstory.
Yeah, you get part of it.
That was a beautiful episode.
You get part of it in season 10. 9, 10?
I think it's at the end of 9. I think.
Yeah.
I think,
yeah.
Definitely, maybe.
When she meets Beta, yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely worth watching.
And the best.
I'm so far out of the loop on that.
One of the best fights ever, Beta and Daryl.
Yes. Oh, damn. But Tales of the Walking Dead is cool because it's not related to anything. It's just, other than that one episode, it's just in the Walker universe.
Anthologies in a set universe like that, like how can you go wrong?
Like,
really,
have
fun with it.
The Parker Posey one is very interesting because it's a boss and a receptionist, and these events happen. They end up at a convenience store when the outbreak happens, and they try to steal this truck, and it blows up, and they come boom, they're back at the place again, and they both know it.
Okay.
So they keep doing different paths, and It's so well done.
I'm trying to remember if there was an episode of that I'm forgetting.
And then the one that I really liked, Anthony Edwards, because I love him as Dr. Green in ER and Goose in Top Gun, right?
Yeah.
I didn't recognize him at first. I kept watching him going, he's reminding me of somebody. And it wasn't until right near the end where it kicked in and I recognized him. But he plays a guy like a natural scientist, a nature scientist, but he's out there studying Homo nocturnus, right? He's following the path they take. Because he even gets so passionate at one point, he's going, this one number 21 that he's been watching, he killed this dog, but then left for the rest of the herd behind him. And the one girl's going, oh, maybe he just heard another noise. She goes, no, he's done that twice. That's a pattern. You know, he is so scientific about all of it. It is such a good episode.
And it's great how it's just like he doesn't want anyone else around. So he's like keeps pushing this girl away.
Yep. It's like, go away. You don't want to be here. Well, he was trying to save her.
But Anthony Edwards?
Yep.
That was Mike Gilbert in Revenge of the Nerds.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot.
That's where I know him.
The guy that goes to that commune community. Amy, Dr. Everett. It's called Doubt. Young stranger suddenly wakes up in a dangerous foreign town with no memory of how he got there. Sounds like Daryl Dixon.
I think that's the one I'm watching right now because it's Jesse Usher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just started that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That is a good one too. And
Jesse Usher, you know, from The Boyz.
Oh, so you haven't got to the last one then. The last one's good too. But yeah, those other ones stand out.
The Terry Crews one is good because he's like a survivalist. He's got a bunker in the ground, right? And then he stumbles across a girl.
Olivia Munn.
Yeah. And so
I'm liking the casting. Like there a lot of like weird names.
Yeah, like
surprising names.
He's trying to get to someone he had been like chatting with online before the world fell apart or after.
I think it was after. Yeah.
So they want to meet. And
there was still online.
I don't know if it was online or through ham radio or what have you. He's just reading transcripts.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so they finally get to this other place, and what you think's going to happen doesn't happen because this happens. But Terry Crews was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
acting chops.
Yeah.
It's nice to see that from an actor when you get to know them a certain way for so long. You forget that they can do this acting thing.
Cheeseburger ready.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, this is like a real role. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But definitely worth watching. Tales of the Walking Dead.
Okay.
6 different stories, one dead world.
I've got like one episode left of the 5th season of The Rookie.
Yes.
6th season just started. But this 5th season has gotten kind of rough to watch. The show, somewhere I want to say late season 3, mid season 4, somewhere in that area, they just reached a bar where they just had gone so far with the intensity and the story that now everything is just almost seems a little too much. It's becoming very predictable. And it's like, okay, this show's called The Rookie. None of these people are rookies. And they've had the experience of like a 30-year veteran in 3 years. Like, it's crazy.
When you get to 6 and 7, it's not rookie anymore.
No.
You know, after 2 years, it's not rookie anymore.
But it's just, they've just gone too far with it, and they're a little bit silly and a little bit cutesy with it at times with the one couple. And yeah, it's losing a lot of steam for me. So,
which is probably why it ended.
Well, no, it's still going.
Oh, it's still on?
No, the spinoff ended.
The Feds maybe the spinoff is done, but The Rookie season 6 just started.
Oh, dang. Okay.
I mean, good for Nathan Fillion.
Like, he's still great, and like I'm still like liking most of it, but it's lost some of the flavor that it had, you know, like the chewing gum is losing its flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was just looking at the last show that I watched, and it's an older one. It's from the 80s. There's only 6 episodes, but they are funny as hell. Police Squad.
Oh, I never saw that.
watched Police Squad.
Oh my
I saw the
God.
Naked Gun flicks, but I never watched Police Squad.
Yeah, you got to watch the source material, as they would
Hmm.
say. It's the best because at the end, you know how all the shows would freeze frame.
Yeah.
Everybody just stops. So one guy's pouring water and the water's still coming out. There's one scene too. Everybody freezes. They're laughing and they got coffees in the air. And there's a bad guy in the chair and he's like looking around going, I'm out of here. And he takes off. Yes.
Sounds like the end of Jersey Boys. Did you ever see that?
No.
The one about the Four Seasons. Well, it's got Christopher Walken, and it was a Clint Eastwood movie about the Four Seasons, the singing group.
Yeah.
And the very end of it, they all freeze. But you see like Christopher Walken and his arm is shaking a bit, and everyone's just standing there as the cameras move. Like, just freeze the picture.
Well, no, this is why it's funny. This is why it's
well, yeah,
funny.
this was unintentionally funny.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, Police Squad funny is funny. But yeah, there's only 6 episodes. The show did not last because people weren't ready for that humor, I guess. But I thought they were funny as hell.
No, I like the Naked Gun flicks like when they came out. I haven't watched them in a long, long time, but I never watched the show.
When did it start? March 4th, 1982 is when the first episode aired.
But back then, that kind of humor that was kind of more my bag. So I don't know if I'd
Airplane.
appreciate it now. Yeah, Airplane was another one of those movies that I watched.
It's that humor.
Airplane 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not so much sequel. One and done on that one.
Yeah, sometimes the sequels.
Didn't that have Shatner in it?
Yes, it did.
Yeah. That
Yes,
was
it
in
did.
space.
It had Shatner doing the role of Robert Stack
Right.
from the first one. Apparently, Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire comes out at the end of March.
Oh, they moved it up.
Yes,
Nice.
I guess they dropped a new trailer,
That's a nice change.
and I can't remember the actor's name, but another character from the first film is back.
Oh, nice.
And it's not Rick Moranis.
I
Nope,
love when they do that.
the
William-
EPA agent.
William Atherton.
Oh,
Yes, William
nice.
that's his name.
Dick-
William Atherton.
This man has
He
no-
may be the mayor.
Ice Pirates.
He might be the
Ice
mayor.
Pirates.
I love
Pirates
Ice Pirates.
Ice Pirates is great.
I revisited that movie about a year ago. It is still funny as hell to me. It is cheesy as fuck.
I have not seen that in decades, but,
But
it's so good.
It is fun.
I haven't seen it since it came out. I got to be honest.
Oh,
I have the DVD somewhere.
it doesn't hold up, but that's kind of part of the charm, honestly.
Some of those, yes, like Zardoz.
Zardoz, I haven't been able to go back to.
I have
but
not. I have not ever seen that.
Ice Pirates made me laugh so hard back in the day that when I finally revisited it, oh god, it still makes me chuckle. It still works.
I just realized there was one other show I did watch,
Okay.
and it's Yellowstone.
I
I got
Nice.
all caught up finally
okay, nice
for the last little bit. And I don't have you guys followed it at all?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
I
in.
rewatched. I've seen the first 4 seasons. I think at least 2, maybe 3 times. But I've only watched the first half of season 5 once. So I gotta rewatch that because I think later this year they finally finish.
Well, we don't know. They won't give us a date.
Well, whether or not Costner is going to be there,
Costner's probably not going to be in it. That's what I've heard.
which is such a shame.
So but what are they going to do? How are they going to write that in?
I don't know,
I can see options way they're twisting that story.
because dying off screen always is a sucky way to
Yep.
go.
There's many. They
But
might get
it's
him back for one.
Such a good
episode.
show, and they left it on such a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Well, every season ended on a cliffhanger. And this was just a mid-season one. Will Patton was awesome in season 4.
Dang it. IMDb doesn't have a date.
No,
No,
they've been hush hush on it.
I was hoping.
waiting on second half of season 5. Rebecca and I are waiting on season 6 of, I think, Handmaid's Tale.
I've not watched that.
It
Nope.
is a very good show.
Maybe that's a new one I'll watch.
My next what will probably be a binge watch is going to be Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Nice.
I've only seen a handful of episodes accidentally.
The first season or 2 can be a little rough after so long. You see a major production value jump from season 1 to season 2.
I stopped watching, I think, in season 3.
Really?
So I never
I
finished
started
it.
I started
I
at
have
the end
a
of season
kid-
5.
And I have a kid named after one of the characters from the show.
Shame on you.
Well, Robert says the rookie is up for a sergeant promotion. That's not a rookie anymore.
They could have shows have done that before, like American Horror Story. Just put a colon at the end of it. Season 2 is like the rookie colon, like the next class or whatever, like they did with Police Academy.
Well, that's
Back
where
in
they're-
training.
That's how
Yep.
they're getting away with it, because with technically Nathan Fillion being the main character, but it's not always just about him. He became a training officer, so he's always has a rookie. So that's how they're getting away with it.
That's stretching it, I think.
Well,
Have you guys started watching
It's
True Detective season 4 yet?
I won't be.
No.
I
No?
fell off on that series.
It's Jodie Foster.
It's the rookie that bad that he keeps being held back.
Well, that actually does kind of happen. Not in a way. It's kind of like they have to
Oh.
do something, and it does stunt his career.
No, Sarah, we started watching that.
Oh.
What, we got a few minutes into it.
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking Children of Men.
No, because I
That's
told
Clive Owen.
my wife about it. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember always seeing previews or whatever about the original Handmaid's Tale, and it's got like Robert Duvall and
Yeah.
Rebecca De Mornay, isn't it?
Faye Dunaway. No, it's Natasha Richardson.
Okay.
And so we watched a few minutes, so we haven't gone through the whole thing, but she had read the book years ago, and I bought her the sequel book, The Testaments. So I have 2 books to read, but we're gonna go back and watch that movie sometime.
No, that one hasn't drew my interest.
The show is good and
1990.
not seriously far-fetched if things went a certain way.
Yeah, Natasha Richardson, Faye Dunaway, Elizabeth McGovern, Aidan Quinn, Robert Duvall. No,
No,
I've
we're-
not seen this.
No, it's from the 80s.
It is from
I don't.
Oh,
think
no,
I ever
1990,
watched it. I
I
don't
think.
think I ever watched it.
1990.
1990, yeah.
Yep,
So I was a minor niner.
right on the cusp. When was the release date? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Apparently there was no release date. March 9th, 1990.
Oh, okay, so I wasn't a minor niner yet.
Okay, I think I might have to watch that. Oh, James said, my wife just said we have to finish watching From.
Oh God, From is awesome.
See, that's not one I've seen either.
Oh, what's his name? That show, I didn't even see the preview. I just think I saw the picture and read the synopsis. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. It's a town where people get drawn to, can't leave, and at night, like these creatures come out.
It's like Reverse Lost.
Kind of. Except like what these like maniacal psychopathic creatures that kill you, but first they're like, let me in, and they like appear as like your relatives or your friends. You open it up, they turn
Don't
into
let 'em
like
in.
huge monsters with huge
Exactly.
long teeth and just
Problem solved.
Let
Don't
me
let him
in.
in.
No.
Marcel said he watched it when he was 20.
Oh,
Yes. And he
I
said,
would have been
"I saw it."
14, but I don't
Harold-
think I watched it.
Harold Perrineau.
Yes.
From-
Mr. Lost and
from
from
Lost.
Sons of Anarchy.
Was he in Sons of Anarchy?
Oh, yeah. What did he play?
I gotta get back to that.
Shitsickle. Can't think of his name. Pope.
Nice.
Yep. Oh, yeah. So good in there. First, I got to finish watching Fear the Walking. I'm trying to do all the Walking Dead stuff and just
Cool.
get it done. I watched the first 2 seasons of Fear the Walking Dead and then stopped.
It took me 2 tries to get through season 1, but that is a great show. Not as great, but that show changes a lot once
Well,
you
yeah,
get to from season 1 and 2 to 3 to 4, and it just goes in so many different directions.
A lot of time jumps, I understand. So,
Yeah, well, they had to keep. They're like, "Fuck, Walking Dead jumped ahead of us. We got to jump again."
well, that's what I mean. Because this show literally started before The Walking Dead because the outbreaks already happened. And this is talking about the beginning. but
Morgan
somehow they
jumps across
caught
to
up.
Fear the Walking Dead. Walking Dead's like, "Fuck you, see ya." Jumps ahead.
See, 113 episodes I got to watch.
Then Dwight shows up and they jump again.
So technically, I have 134 episodes to watch for the Walking Dead universe. Because I got 113 there, I got 20 of the World Beyond and 1 of Tales.
Yep.
No problem.
Right. That's what I'm doing this weekend.
No problem.
Yeah. Fear the Walking Dead is just it's good in a very different way.
Well, this was fun chit chat. I like random crap,
Yeah.
you know, because we went down rabbit holes here we probably didn't get to normally.
And-
I apologize again.
For what? He's like a rabbit hole digger.
And I
Look,
I think we're gonna get the Bill Murray list out of this too. So
I think it's a good
I
idea.
hope so.
I think that's a
it'll
good
be a
idea.
tough list too.
So next week, it's Tuesday at the GME.
Mhm.
Don't know what we're playing yet. Got to talk to Chris, find out which one's there that he wants us to show.
Mhm.
And then the week after, though, we didn't get to touch on it tonight, but our Oscar picks.
What is the Oscars ceremony? Like
I
when-
couldn't tell you. I don't care.
Okay. Just, like, is it coming? Like, I know it's coming up, but it's not before then, is it?
I don't think so. It's usually the end of March.
Okay.
Something
All
like that.
Let me see here. Oscars.
Not that it really matters all that much.
Oscars.
The Grouch.
Where is it here? OSCAR.
My
Show.
baloney has a first name. It's always...
The Oscars, ABC Network. It says, once the page loads.
thinking.
Marcel said, yes, 80s horror was awesome. And then James said, I did that with Game of Thrones. Everyone told me that I would like it. The first part, yeah.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of Game of Thrones clips thrown at me on the YouTube algorithm lately.
So
Okay.
good.
There's like this
Except for the
weird
ending.
countdown at the top.
Especially
Okay.
the end.
Oh, there we go. Live Sunday, March 10th.
March 10th.
March
Okay,
10th.
so yeah, we're plenty
40
of time.
days, 22 hours, and 5 minutes, which has changed. That's cool.
Okay. All right. So we're well in advance of.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So we will be able to see how wrong we
I'm
are.
gonna have
Sure.
to do. I'm gonna have to do a lot of guessing.
Are we
Or-
doing our picks next
or
that
watching.
week then?
Yeah,
Okay.
we got 2 weeks to do our picks.
Okay.
Maybe I'll try and watch some stuff.
Yeah, maybe I'll try and get one or two in
At least I've got Barbie out of the way.
Let me see. Of the 10, oh, what's this? Godzilla is nominated. I know.
Oh.
That is awesome. It deserves it.
Yeah, they better just give it to them. All
What,
right.
minus one. Minus one is nominated
for visual effects.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
Give it to him. All right. It's been 70 fucking years. Give the lizard his trophy.
Oh, give it to the creator. Creator's awesome.
I've heard good things about that visually. Like I heard,
Visually stunning.
Right.
Oh yeah.
that's what I've heard.
Oh my God. That Godzilla following the boat is like the best scene
I
of
love
any
it.
film.
Yes. Give him the trophy.
So yeah, of the top 10, American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Thing. I've seen 2.
I'm very curious about Killers of the Flower Moon because I kept hearing a lot about Brendan Fraser's character.
I'm so curious, but I'm not 3.5 hours curious.
No.
Nope,
That's
absolutely not.
installments.
Yeah.
Poor Things has me curious.
That's the
one
latest
that's saying.
Yorgos Lanthimos movie.
Godzilla is a female. Well, it depends on the movie you watch.
I'm not having that argument. Just nope. We're not having that argument.
All right.
Nope.
And on that note, that's the perfect place to say for another week at the Movie Madhouse. I'm Rob.
Still James.
I'm Jason.
We will see you all next Tuesday.
Toodles.
Bye.
Hit the button.
Yep.
I say, shut up! It's a madhouse!